So we saw the NX. Well, I guess I should call it the NS now. Nintendo Switch is Nintendo's new console. And honestly, I'm pumped. I am really pumped for this. However, I'm gonna try to be as biased as I can. Hold on. That's a mistake entirely. Unbiased. I messed up the definitions real quick. Um, I'm gonna be as unbiased as I can with this. Because although I love PlayStation, I also love Nintendo. And I gotta say, I love Nintendo more than Sony. So I'm gonna just be 100% honest with how I feel, while trying to also keep an unbiased opinion. Personally, I love the design of the actual console. Although the dock looks pretty weird, it does kind of remind me of a toaster. However, the tablet is the console itself, and that right there with the Joy-Con controllers is pretty cool. Like it basically gives me that feeling of, oh, I can take this, I can have this here, and I could take it and move it somewhere else, which is basically what the Switch is, switching from home to on the go. And that's one. And although it's a gimmick, it's a gimmick that works, and what the Wii U should have been. Sadly, that wasn't the case. And it's a good thing that they're dropping the whole Wii thing, so now people don't think, oh, it's another add-on of the Wii. So, the next thing I guess would be to talk about the game cards, basically. And they're going back to cartridges. I prefer cartridges over CDs. However, I will always prefer physical over digital. So, if there are physical only digital only titles, I'm still gonna it's gonna happen because virtual console is a thing. But I believe that there it's impossible for them to have a CD inside that small thing. But however, I believe it'll be uh the game cards won't be like as much of a hassle, I guess, with like how the 3DS is sometimes when your 3DS gets old, where it's like you have to keep blowing it and stuff like that. I hope that isn't the case. So there's that. The controllers, although they are really small, I like the idea of the fact that you can use even the Joy-Con left, which is mostly for directional input. You can still use that as a main controller. So let's say if I'm guessing if you lose like the Joy-Con R, you can still be able to use the Joy-Con left and play with that one. However, there's also the Joy-Con grip, which where you can attach those two together. You could attach the two on basically its own controller, and then you have have that in your hand, and basically it would basically resemble its own controller, which is pretty cool. Next is would be the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, which I don't really like that much, considering the fact that the D-pad is below the left control stick, which is a design I've never really been into. It's real. Not only is it weird, but it's like so hard to adjust to. I'm more of a person that prefers the PS3, PS4, PS2, PS1 control, the DualShock controllers basically, where it's the control stick under the D and the D-pad above. It just seems easier to maneuver. I don't have to switch like although it's just like a small distance apart from each other, it's hard for me to get adjusted to that with how fast I like to play certain games. And it just doesn't seem very adaptable. But that's just me. Next would be, I guess, going back to the Joy-Con controllers. It's the fact that you can have the Joy-Con controllers connect to the tablet, which is another main functionality of it. And that's a really cool thing because not only is it that you're always holding the actual tablet, like like the Wii U was, but it's not. It's like you're not always forced to do that because you could just take it right off, put down the little stand, and start playing. So it's not forcing you to do anything. You can play how it's basically you can play however you want. It's very innovative. Next would be, I guess, would be to talk about, well, what I think of the actual console, what will happen. And from what we've seen so far, the games that we know that are confirmed, and I mean confirmed, that are going to come out definitely for the NS, it's of course a new Mario game, which we pretty much saw in the trailer, which I think is honestly that's the new Mario game. However, we also saw Splatoon, Breath of the Wild. We know of Sonic Resistance, or Generation 2, whatever it ends up being called, Project Sonic 2017, and we know of Just Dance 2017. I don't care about Just Dance. However, I do care about Project Sonic 2017. And I think for a system like this, where you could take it on the go, that is going to be very cool. Because the Sonic Generations, which is also a very great game on the console. However, on the 3DS, it was very watered down, and I believe that since it's going to be on NS now, that's going to be a very good balance between a portable Sonic game and which is also a console Sonic game. So basically, it's like pretty much not if Sonic were to stay on Nintendo Switch and but continually be on PS4, Xbox, and Steam, Sonic will basically be a platforming, well, not a platforming, but a handheld series once again, like how Sonic Rush did, except that instead of it looking like how Sonic Rush did, it'll actually be a full, beautiful looking 3D game. Not to say that Sonic Rush that looks like a bad game. It's just that the Sonic Generations game and what we've seen in Sonic 2017 looks outstandingly better by comparison. One small thing I'd like to mention about the Switch is what else could it look like? And something that Reddit user Dead Giveaway has done is photoshopped the Nintendo Switch into different colors, which I think looks really cool, and I hope really happens, because that pink Nintendo Switch looks amazing, especially the purple one too. It looks so good, and I really hope they do something innovative with how the Nintendo Switch can pretty much be, since it's a console and portable, make it also add on extra gimmicks to it, where if maybe a new Yokai Watch game comes out or a new Pokemon game comes out, it'll have like a customizable Joy-Con controller where it's basically a Joy-Con that's made to resemble or be connected to either that specific game or just have it look similarly to like it came from that game. Like if Pokemon Sun and Moon was coming out for Nintendo Switch, have the Joy-Con controllers where Solgaleo's on one side, Lunala's on the other side. And just make it look cool. Not that it doesn't look cool already, but I'm saying go a step further with it. Honestly, the Nintendo Switch wasn't really what I was expecting, because from the patents that we've seen, those are just patents. Those can be changed at any time if Nintendo had chose to do that. And although they didn't, at first I didn't believe that wasn't really what it was gonna look like. Not that I thought it was gonna fail or anything. I just thought that maybe they'll do something different because again, it's still a patent. Now, this system is coming out March 2017, which I am honestly very happy about because March 14th is my birthday. And what has been rumored is that it's going to come out March 7th, a whole week before my birthday, which will be a very good time for me to have a present. And Nintendo Switch is going to be that one birthday present that I'm going to be dying for. That's the main thing I want for my birthday. And unless a new Pokemon game comes out, I want the Nintendo Switch right away. Hopefully, I can afford it. Hopefully, a family member gets it for me, which I hope happens. But this console is a new generation for Nintendo. Not only that, it was the last thing we have from Iwata right now. And I hope that this system doesn't fail. Honestly, it doesn't seem like it will fail. However, if Nintendo makes the perfect steps, if they get the 3D, wow. Okay. I clearly need some rest. If they get the third party developers on board, then they can have a grand slam console. They can have a console that can surpass the PS4, the PS4 Pro, the PS4 Slim, and the Xbox and Xbox One, Xbone, Xbox One S, and maybe even Project Scorpio when those come out. Which I honestly I don't see that happening. I see them all being on the same level after Nintendo Switch comes out. But I believe that with all the third party companies that are on board with Nintendo Switch, I think they can go far beyond what they could have did with the Wii U, since that was pretty much a failure, even though it did have great games. However, if they market it right, if they get the right, not the right games, but if they get fun games that people can just enjoy, which Nintendo has always been doing, and if they just keep it going directly in a straightforward arrow, then they have a console that not only can print them out money, but can also reach many gamers and be known as basically Nintendo is back. Because people were saying that Nintendo's dead. Nintendo's not gonna have enough time to do this. Nope. As soon as people started doubting Nintendo, they came back, and they came back hard. And I believe that they know what they're doing from this point.